as many positive thoughts as you can muster. You can recall what happened that day, some of the positives, like you visited a park and there were a lot of children's happy voices. That's a positive. You listen to a lot of birds and watch, you were in the nature walk and you were kind of one with the nature, uh, or the noises or the sights that you have seen, that could be positive. Anything that can be really not land you up in the something negative, something pessimistic, something that is derailing you, that's like a sabotaging you, which you don't want to get involved. Some people do that, but without knowing. But the moment I draw attention to that, they correct it. So that means they are not paying attention. That's all. Okay. But if you make a attempt to sleep on positive mind, it's more than likely you wake up in the morning with a positive mind, right? So there is a yogic way of sleeping on a deeper self. I think that's too much in this room, probably. So I would not go into that unless people are interested in that. If you are interested, you can always send me a DM and I'll discuss with you. But otherwise, regular people, regular worries, anxieties, or with a job, with a spouse, with friends, whatever it is, try to sleep on the positive. So the day is started the night before. In the morning, as you know, I told so many times, I get up in the morning, sit on the bed, edge of the bed, and I take deep breaths, 10 deep breaths. And I mix up land in the present moment awareness. That is something, a big deal I talk about is don't sit down and allow your mind run with it. I thought we call it, and then it is a network of thought we call it. So if you allow the mind to vagabond, it will be like it will do its thing, and it will be itself a big net, in the net where you land up and then get caught, right? So try to be here and now in the present moment. One thing that may help is just pay attention to the live things around you, the nature, the people, the pets, the plants, any number of things will be around you. Just be in relation with them, but don't overwhelm them with your own thoughts. Just relate with them. What are the plant, what on the walk on the grass, or show stare at the sun, whatever, right? That way, you are not allowing your mind to run it. And one important thing is the devices, which I talked about a lot sometimes, is to put the devices away half an hour before you sleep and wake them up half an hour after you get up. Okay. This is something I do routinely, and I use that half an hour to really unwind myself, both body and the mind. Okay. So in the morning, you got up, you took your deep breaths, and you kind of stationed yourself with the present moment, and then you go and do your exercises, whatever you do. We do the wellness club where we do the 1 hour of awareness with yogasanas, breathing, meditations, all that. People may ask me questions at the end of the class, then I will respond to them. Otherwise, I invite everybody to be here and now and pay attention to what's going on within their body and with their mind also. At the end of the class, I will teach them how to watch the thoughts and not allow them to dominate you. And then with that present moment set mind, you go and pay attention to everything you do through the day. Okay. So in the morning, again, after we are done with the exercise and all that, when you take the shower, this is a key thing. If you do alternate hot water, cold water, we found that's very immunogenic. That means your immunity will be repaired, better prepared for onslaught of whatever you do as a physician. If you go out, a lot of people will be coughing on you. That's all okay, but keeping ourselves, our system resilient is important. We should do that at home and come here. And don't be afraid you will get it, you won't get it, usually. And then that's why I go. I am not afraid of any patient, however sick he is. I'll take my precautions. I'm not stupid, but I'll do the contaminant measures. But I won't be so overwhelmed with the concern for myself and the anxiety of fear. It's not there. Just being a professional also probably brings you that attitude. But because it's our job is to face people who are very, very sick, we may dress up for that. But then otherwise, we are kind of okay. Main thing is, even if you do the mitigant things, don't have the damage, inner damage of the chemical damage by being afraid and anxious. Okay. Then after the shower, actually another thing in the shower is learn to scrub the skin very vigorously. Okay, that will also stimulate a lot of immunocytes in the skin, because the skin is the largest organ we have, and opening the pores, getting the all the waste products out. That's why sweating is good, and you just take a very rigorous rub bath. In Scandinavian countries, they found this. They have saunas, and they have a bathing system where they alternate hot water, cold water. I believe one of our cardiologists brought that information, and we kind of incorporated for teaching the physicians how to protect themselves, how to improve immunity, diet, and all that. We also emphasize this. Okay, and then I do make a deliberate attempt to expose myself to the sun at least for some time, because we live in Midwest, Iowa. We have long winters and long nights, so we hardly see the sun in the winter time, right? But then whenever sun comes out, we will make sure that we are coming out. Otherwise, we live mostly under the fluorescent light, and that's very good for the skin. The idea is, if you expose to the skin to sun, the skin to sun, then you will manufacture vitamin D, which is very important in the defense of the COVID also. Okay, so we found that out, and then we encourage people to take a um, expose the sun for half an hour, maybe take a walk into the garden and relate with the nature, things like that. Okay, and then you kind of go and do your formal exercise if you are used to that. It's better to get this exercise routine away from your schedule in the morning. Then you will be prepared, you won't forget it, and you will put a lot of effort into that, right? So just do the exercise in the morning, get rid of it. If you want to do another time in the evening, that's your choice, but at least in the morning, do a vigorous exercise. I recommend, as a yogi, sun salutations. They take only 1 minute, but then they have this alternate movement of spine to the dorsum and to the bending forward. And all. The spine movements like that has got a lot to do with your alertness increasing, flexibility increasing, and also your gentle strength. So spine is such an important thing, right? You can do one sun salutation in 1 minute once you are properly trained. So, warning you, just properly train and then slowly improve the speed. Maybe in the beginning you may have to take 5 minutes to do the whole routine properly, but then under the watch of somebody who knows about this, because it's very important. But then if you learn properly, do properly, you have immense benefits physiologically, anatomically, and metabolically in your body. Okay, and your mind also will be there. There's so much in that sun saturation anyway. But even if you do mechanically in the beginning, then understand what the importance of each one and how to breathe and all that. If you align that with the breathing, is a much better. One simple rule to remember is, when you bend back, you kind of take a deep breath in. When you bend forward, where the stomach or head, everything comes towards the legs and all that, breathe out. Okay. Once you understand that, it will fall into place, the breathing routine. Okay. Some girls I was seeing the other day, she was doing 108 without a break. See how strong she could be. I was very impressed, very pleased to see her doing that in one take on the YouTube. I think that was there. So I was very impressed and very happy with her. So, sun salutation or some other exercise, walk on the treadmill or jumping jog or whatever appeals to you, do the morning exercise, with the breathing and the mind coordination. And then have a good, vital nutrition breakfast. Breakfast should be the main meal of the day. High fiber, high protein, some carbohydrate, but then nuts and healthy food, okay, fruits and vegetables, all that. Have a good breakfast. That will be very, very important thing. Then you may not be worried that much about lunch and dinner. You can have a light lunch, no snacks in between, especially bad snacks, and light dinner and no snacks in between. If at all you eat, make some healthy snack and then do it. All these snacks that they promoted not only spoils your health in the long run. By the way, the processed food is the main culprit for the chronic diseases. We have concluded that as a scientific community, and lot of organizations tell you that. But the advertisement, the marketing, all those people, they promote their food. They don't care about your health. That's a fact. So we got to watch out for that and then choose the food groups and the nutrients, everything according to what our body type and what kind of things we could tolerate, what are the allergies. So many things go into that. You know what is good food for you, and then try to be deliberately cooking and making all those things should come into your purview too. Okay, so after the you have done the, then you can open your devices, you can do itinerary and all that. So in the morning, early rising is also very important. I rise between 3:30 to 4:30, sometimes 5 o'clock and all. 5 o'clock, usually, definitely, I will be up and doing a lot of things. I have a lot of energy, so I want to do a lot of things between 5 and 8 o'clock by the time my students come. So I may do dhyana, I may do shashna, I may do sun salutations, or I may listen to a spiritual talk, or I may just sit down and be quiet and be immersed in that quietness and silence. Any number of things, but that is all individual choice. That's okay. But early rising has a lot of benefits with you, because if you rise early in the morning because you overnight fasted, you want to have something just to break that fast, and also really take warm water, then your digested food and the weights will come out better, right? And also you can move a little bit there, and then that also helps a lot of people with that bowel movement. More importantly, that diurnal cycle we have, this physiological 12-hour cycle that we have: eat, absorb, digest, absorb, and then produce waste products, eliminate. This is a cycle, right? This cycle, if you nurture it carefully, or if you don't interfere with artificial things, it functions very well to protect your health. So what you do is you eat when you are hungry, and you don't eat in between to spoil your appetite, and then allow the appetite to develop into ravenous state, that is very, very, very appetite. Then eat sitting down in silence, and then let the food be absorbed and chew them very well. Savor the food, chew them several times, and then that will be good. Eat slowly in silence and chew them, and then all the food goes into the stomach, forms a good chyme, which the chyme really churns itself, and then allows particles to be absorbed better and better get digested. Right? Then the absorption to the small intestine, and then it goes involves all the waste products in the large intestine. Once they go into the rectum, they will come out. You don't have to worry that much. Very little waste, and basically that is all easily passed out. Okay, so this whole cycle you got to protect. Otherwise, if you have nightlife, it have something that you are doing late night, that may be harmful to this cycle. Okay, that's why you got to be careful. Eat early dinner and then go to sleep. That's what. But anyway, we're talking about the morning routines here. Another thing is, a lot of people take their weight in the morning. You know, you once you are in the range that you're supposed to be, and your range can be determined by your physician, or you can do it roughly like a, if you are 5 foot up to 100 pounds, and each inch after that is like another 5 pounds, like a 5 foot 8, 140. That means 130 to 150 pounds is your range, and you maintain that, you monitor that, but don't be hung on the weight that much. If you do the proper things, the weight will go down by itself. So if you are unaware and you're eating a lot, then you will gather a lot of calories, and they will be really accumulating in the fat, right? So that is another thing you can do in the morning. And one of the other things that they recommended in a document I found, um, 8 principles to see that your immunity is good. One of them is absence of laziness. They talk about good sleep, and then having a good bowel movement when you wake up, and weight is in the range, and absence of laziness, and exposure of skin to the sun, and vital breakfast, and then bathing and all those things. Okay, those 8 principles they have put in there that are very good to really tell us how we are inward, without much testing, without much all of. We can do that precisely these days. But what I'm saying is, you can gauze, like what is the immunity, how am I healthy really. So these 8 principles are standard through the ages. Can you believe they were talking about easy bowel movement some 15,000 years ago? So that's document of that nature. I was amazed when I saw that. So the authenticity of the document is there, and it came from a very reputable source for me. So that's why I had to. I really think that what they are talking about is true there. Even if something is there, then the facts that they are stating there are true. If you really maintain your health, your immunity will be good, and then you'll be vigorous in your inner processes. That's why. Okay. So this is the routine. I get up early, and I kind of try to be in the present. I kind of not open the devices so that it would activate my thinking. And also, I do good exercise and breakfast, and then I take a walk outside if it is sunny, and expose my skin to the sun. Um, and devices will be opened later. Okay? So this is the routine that I do. I thought I will share that. If people like it, they can take aspects of it and follow it. Okay. All right. I'll see you back again tomorrow. Okay. Thank you.